is not washing it as much. So like that's easier to do if you're not like going out.
You started doing your own hair at like
yeah, because yeah, after I got my big chop done, I had to learn. So from there, that's when I started learning like
so you went
different
all
hair
natural
masks.
at 11 years old.
Then yes, perms. I got a perm and I didn't know how to take care of it, and my mom didn't really know how to take care of it. Like I got it twice, and then my hair started falling off because I was also like ironing my hair every other day. And then I finally decided to just get the big chop, and that's when I started doing like hair masks. That really helped my hair grow a lot. So that's when I started really like learning how to do my hair.
There you go. You started early, young. How about you girls? Zippora, how long have you been doing your own hair? Zippora, why don't you tell us about where you're from, like where you're living right now, and how maybe, because I think your climate's the most different maybe from all of our climates. Go ahead.
My hair, I'm from Colorado, so like my hair is really affected by the dryness here. My hair is very lacio. It's very like straight and very like, so it doesn't have like a lot of texture. So I have to like do things to it, obviously, to build texture. But like the whole thing about like, right, like heat and everything, heat products, it just ruins it because it zaps, and then it makes it even more dry. Because when it's drying here, you don't get the moisture like you do in other places. You just get more dry, and your hair gets all weird and crisp.
Brittle and
brittle
and breakage. I think that's something common probably all of our hair types have. I don't think any hair was meant to really be flat iron. I'm not going to hate on the flat iron. It's necessary evil sometimes, but you definitely need to make sure you're putting something on it, like heat protectant, sealant, and not doing it as often. And sadly, I feel like we all learned that later on. Sylvia, I've known for so long because we're so young. And she's always been beautiful, but her hair has been through lots of different stages too. Why don't you tell us about your hair journey?
Well, my hair was natural for the longest time. I guess I was like Chantell. I started doing my hair like around 10, 11, but it's because my hair is very tangly. It's very curly. And each curl likes to go a different way. And so my mom would comb, but she would always yank. And so as soon as I was able to take over the combing, I was like, I'll do this. So I'll comb and brush my own hair. So I did that for a long time on my own. When I was like 15, my mom let me start coloring my hair. So I love coloring my hair. I've done that for forever.
I've known you as a redhead, a brunette,
a blonde, a brunette, yeah, an accidental orange.
You all had the accidental orange.
I flat ironed for a little bit and I got some perms, but then my hairstylist said, you don't really need a perm. And so she quit putting a perm and just stayed with flat ironing. But I live in a very humid climate now. So it doesn't even make sense to flat iron because it'll just poof again in a minute. So it's just all natural now.
Very good, very good, very good. And I also started young doing my own hair. My mom would try to hot comb my hair. For those of you who don't know hot combing, I mean, even for perm, I remember the word perm. When we say perm, for people with hair of texture, it usually means relaxing it. So it's really a relaxer. Right? So people with straighter hair might try to perm it and rod it, which we hope no one is doing in 2021. But, no judgment, judging a little. So when my mom was always anti-chemicals, so she tried to straighten my hair, but it would only be with this hot comb. So a comb you literally heat on the stove only a few times a year. So my hair was really thick. I was wondering if I had any pictures of back in the days, like they called them doo-doo braids, like those big old braids on the side of your head. She wanted boys. She never wanted to do hair. She loves us, but she was very clear about that. She doesn't like doing hair. And I was born loving hair. The dream was to have Princess Leia buns. She would always cornrow my hair down and be like, what style do you want? Just to mess with me. And I'm like, oh, like Princess Leia. And then I looked in the mirror, it'd be like these two little balls on the side. I'm like, no! Little did I know that even back in the days, Princess Leia had weave. She had extensions put in. And I was so anti-extensions, so anti anything not natural for so many years. And apparently I've come around to a different thought. So like now I'm very much doing whatever I want to do with my hair, as long as it's keeping my actual hair healthy underneath. And that's something that I could talk about, what kind of products we take to keep our hair healthy underneath. Because the journey, oh my goodness, I've made my hair fall out twice. It was totally me, because my mom didn't want any chemicals in. So then in 5th grade at 11, I finally got allowed to put in a curly perm. Again, that Jerry curl, soul glow. And I hated it. I didn't want it. I always wanted a relaxer. So then by 7th grade, mom allowed me to get a straightening relaxer. And then just as predicted, it all fell out. It was just too much processing. So it came out like in chunks. It was really sad because it has grown down to here. With the curly perm actually was pretty low maintenance, because you just like and go every day.
Yeah.
You know, and the moisturizing juice, the Jerry curl juice, so as nasty as it is, was very moisturizing, which our hair tends to be very dry. We're constantly putting in oils and grease and so it's a matter of finding the right oils. So it's been a journey, but I did a semi chop about 2 years ago. Because it's just over a year actually. So I've let my hair go completely natural after many relaxers and much coloring. I still do coloring sometimes because I'm too young to go naturally gray yet. And in the meantime, I do lots of protective styling, which anybody on YouTube can look that up and see what it means for them. But I think what we could talk about today that we all have in common is hair maintenance. How do we keep our actual hair healthy? Because we may cover it up and do this and do that, but at the end of the day, nobody wants to take off whatever and end up bald, right? I don't think anybody really wants that. We want to have some kind of hair to maintain underneath. So I don't know, what were your thoughts on that? Chantell, do you want to go since you started off before? And she's our youngest. I don't think I got that in the recording earlier before. Do you mind sharing your tender age with us, Chantell? None of us will, by the way.
I'm 17. I'm a junior in high school. So, for me, when I first started, like I said, with the hair mask, I would do every like 2 weeks. It has egg, olive oil, mayonnaise, and and honey. I put those two together and I mix it in, and I leave that in my hair for like 30 minutes, and then I wash it out. And I would, of course, put oil in it. I would use castor oil a lot. And then after that, it would grow. And then that's when I started doing a lot of protective styles. So putting braids in my hair, crochet. I would do that back to back, just to leave my hair alone. No heat. I didn't do that for like a year or two. And I saw some change a lot. And I got to see my curl pattern. I didn't even know what it was, but I finally got to see it. I was like, oh, that looks nice. Like, I need to see it a little more. And then when I got to middle school, I decided to get a sew-in. And
what's a sew-in?
Yeah. So I had basically weave in, but a leave out of my hair, my natural hair, which had to be ironed, which is just one part.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't really know how to, like, it was just for like one event. And then the next day, iron it. The next day, iron it. And then again for like, I think a month. And then when I washed my hair, I was like, wow, I only have heat damage on that one part. So I got heat damage, and then I ended up just leaving it alone, and I put back in the hair, the protective styles, so braids again, and the crochet, and I use this mask from time to time that helps with heat damage, not to like dry it out so much, but to just keep what's left. And then it ended up growing out, just that part.
Damage part.
And then I got a trim. After I got that trim, the trim ended up being shorter than I thought, because my hair was like down my back, but then I ended up looking like Dora after, and I was so sad because I was like, my hair is
We've all got that
gone.
Dora. I got mine in the Dominican House, man. Yeah.
I was just like, what happened? Like, all my progress. But I was like, it's okay. But it really was, because my hair started growing a lot more after, because I started doing the hair mask again. And I've left one out just to show.
Oh,
But
I love that.
this conditioner and the detangler helped a lot on my hair. Because like when it was too rough, I guess it was like pulling, like straining on my scalp a lot. And then, yeah. And then I eventually, like a couple months later, because I was doing a lot of protective styles, I decided to get highlights in my hair. It was good. It kind of like loosened my curl pattern a little bit. Like I was 4C at first, that I knew of, and then like later on it just got lighter. So I'm still in 4, but it's definitely not 4C anymore. And I knew not to do so much heat this time, so
Yeah.
I didn't even do it for that long. It was for like two weeks, and make sure I kept it wrapped up, and I kept the heat protectant. Like every other day, I was putting the cheese silk thing and carrying on. Like when I blow dry my hair, even I have a blow dry like paste thing that's like a heat protectant as well. So I use that, and that's pretty much it. Like right now, I've been wearing wigs just to keep cornrows under, and yeah, because it's too hot.
It's so true. That's why I have my braids in. I like the breeze to get in between my my rows and be free. Very good. How about you, Zippora or Sylvia? Feel free to let us know what things have you found to do for your hair to keep it healthy. What have been some faux pas, as we've talked about, that heat and manipulation, I think across the board, over manipulation will get you every time.
Okay, Zippora.
I can go. For me, it's like I haven't really used castor oil that much. I've wanted to try it, but what I use is coconut oil a lot. So I'll use the coconut oil on just like a mask, and then I do the avocado mayo mix on my roots. My hair is kind of weird because it's like dry on the ends, but like it gets more greasy like second day on the top, so I focus more on my ends. What else do I do? Yeah, a lot of masks, like once a week, I guess I could do more masks. Always moisture, like moisture. But another thing like I've done a lot on my hair and it's helped in recent years is